Joining us right now is former Energy Secretary and former Governor of Texas, Rick Perry. Great to see you, sir. Thanks very much for being here.
Good to be with you, Maria. Thank you.
I'll tell you, we are in some perilous times. Assess where we are. We've got a hurricane impacting oil production on top of dangerously low levels of oil in the strategic reserve because President Biden has been selling the U.S.'s oil to foreigners, including China.
Exactly. I'm reminded of Dumb and Dumber when we think about where we're at in this situation today. We've been saying that the Strategic Petroleum Reserve should always have been used for a natural disaster instead of moving the economy or trying to move the economy on the price of gas. And the Biden administration took a real chance with the American people. The people of Florida could really be in a scrape right now from the standpoint of the availability of fuel. Hope that doesn't happen. But the point is, we've told people for the last 4 years on Nord Stream 2, if you allow Putin to be able to be the sole source of energy for Europe, he will use it as a weapon against you. You even hear the current administration parroting that, but they're the ones that allowed this Nord Stream 2 pipeline to go forward. They're the ones that are out dealing with the Iranians today. There's just, I go back to that quote that you just had on Dumb and Dumber. The energy policies that we're seeing out of this administration are absolutely disconnected to the reality that we need, which is America has the fossil fuels to be able to put into place independence and to give our allies the fuel that they need as well. When you add on to that the other base load, nuclear power, and the left's just, their refusal to recognize this zero emission base load, it's just crazy, Maria, the policies that are being put in place. America has the energy capability to not just fuel ourselves and do it in a responsible way, but also to give our allies the kind of power that they need as well.
Yeah, and they're not doing it. Instead, giving up all of that business to China. They're pretty much producing the batteries in Joe Biden's green agenda. James Freeman, jump in.
Yeah, thanks, Governor. This historically low level of Biden administration oil leases. You mentioned the needs of ourselves and our allies. How bad do you think it's going to get for Europe this winter as they deal with these shortages? And what is that going to mean for prices here?
Yeah, I think the Europeans are in a worse position than they even think they are. I think it's going to get awfully cold and awfully dark in places in Europe, and I hate that. But we told them that this was what was coming. We've seen it before. Putin has used energy as a weapon before. He'll do it again. And then we have this potential sabotage that may have occurred. We don't know how or why that's happened, but it's happening. And the point is, Europe's in trouble. They're in deep trouble. And I think you're going to see a massive move back to American and other areas of the world's LNG being laid into to Europe. But it's not going to help them this winter. So I think the price of electricity is literally going to go through the roof this winter as Europe faces one of the great energy crises that they've ever faced before.
And what does that mean for the U.S.?
Well, obviously, it's going to have a impact on our economics as well. I mean, supply and demand still works as much as some in the administration would like to say that it doesn't. So you're going to see higher electricity prices. You're going to see, I think, the cost of energy going up. Now, is this recession going to, tamper that a bit? It could. Yeah. But, I mean, what a terrible combination of prices going up because of a supply and demand issue, and at the same time spending money that we don't have driving inflation. I mean, it's a terrible combination, Maria, that this administration has put into place. And, thank God we're closer to November when the American people are going to have the opportunity to say, listen, bad policies, we don't want you guys in there anymore. And, bring in the cavalry and hopefully can start turning this big ship of state around, so to speak, and get America back on track.
Very discouraging. Governor, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much.
Godspeed.